where does this investigation into the pilot's background go from this point? Joining me now is former FBI and CIA counterterrorism official Phil Mudd. Phil, I wonder if you could comment on that. You know, we want answers, certainly. More importantly, regulators, investigators want answers, and the families want answers. But realistically, should we be bearing down now and expect this to take weeks, months before you have any hard answers?
I think we should. You think about the avenues of investigation that the investigators have to pursue. That's ground crew, crew on the plane, the guys in the cockpit, that's the passengers on the plane. Then expand that out. Associates, family who might have had conversations with them weeks ago. I have respect for the family who's defending the pilot, but I don't think the investigators are either accusing or letting him off the hook. This is just the way the investigation is going to unroll in a situation as complicated as this.
Do you think we should prepare ourselves for the possibility that, in light of all the mysteries around it, in light of the fact that the biggest piece of evidence, right, is sitting at the bottom of the southern Indian Ocean in very difficult conditions, should we prepare ourselves for the possibility that you never get a hard answer to what happened here and why?
I think there's a possibility of that. Look, if we have a crime, we don't either have the criminals or the crime scene. I was listening to the earlier conversation about the expanse of Indian Ocean they're looking at. I used to look at that kind of imagery as a CIA expert. This is going for a needle in a haystack. So 3 weeks in, I agree it's early, but we don't have a shred from email, instant messages, friends, family, anything in terms of things like what this fellow searched for on Google. We don't have anything in the ocean that suggests to me we found a plane. So if we're thinking we're going to get quick answers, I think we're going to be disappointed.
Let's talk about that. You bring up motive because they've been looking at the hard drives. They've been talking to family and friends. And to our knowledge, at least at this point, they haven't turned up anything hard on motive. And yet, Malaysian officials have said a number of times that they're leaning towards the idea that this was a deliberate act. In your experience, and you've covered a lot of investigations like this, been involved in them, led them, how unusual would it be to have a deliberate act without a clear motive or an indication of a motive?
I think that would be a bit surprising, especially in the 21st century. Think of yourself, think of myself, think not only of the conversations we have with friends and family and associates, think of the monstrous digital trail you leave. Did he never look at anything on the internet if there was a conspiracy that was related to the conspiracy? Did he never send an email? Did he never send a text message? To me, this is hard to believe in the 21st century. One other quick point. As a career analyst, I've seen analysts make one consistent problem over time, and that is confusing the difference between what we know and what we think. I am not persuaded yet myself that we know this was not a catastrophe that had to do with the mechanics on the plane, that had to do with something that happened with the electrical system. We're running to the pilot because we don't have any other answers.
Let's talk about resources for a second, because as you described this protracted process without answers, even the possibility of no answers, how long does the FBI and the NTSB, other U.S. organizations involved in this investigation, how long do they invest those resources, that money, that manpower, before they give up or at least take a back seat and pull back until something new is discovered?
There will, unless this is resolved, there will always be an investigator 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road looking at this problem. You remember we looked at the FBI, a case that many Americans have forgotten, for Whitey Bulger for years. He was a Boston organized crime fellow who was only found in California years after we lost him. You remember Eric Rudolph, who was the abortion clinic killer, stuck in the mountains in North Carolina. Looked for him for years. So you got to remember one thing. There's Americans dead here. This is potentially a crime scene. The guys I witnessed at the Bureau, the investigators, the agents, the analysts, they will not let this bone go until there's an answer.